When you're visualizing, you're changing your assumptions. When you're scripting, you're changing your assumptions. When you're robotically affirming, you're changing your assumptions. Why? Because you are the common factor in all of these things. When you go within and change your assumptions, change your beliefs, change your thoughts, change the story that you've been telling yourself for so long, everything in your physical reality changes because it has to reflect your thoughts and your beliefs. Hi guys, it's Nix and welcome back to my channel. So someone asked me, I've been doing all of these things, the visualizations, the affirmations, but my 3D isn't changing. That's because you have convinced yourself that despite me doing all these things, the 3D is not reflecting it. The 3D is showing me something else that I don't want to see. So what you're saying is, I'm doing all of these things, I'm doing the visualizations, I'm doing the affirmations, I'm doing whatever it is that you're doing to change something out there. So by definition, you are not being. You are doing things to change the 3D. You guys are so focused on the 3D that you're forgetting that it has nothing to do with the 3D. It all has to do with your internal reality, your imagination, which is the only reality. So if you're doing all the techniques and then you turn around and say, I did everything, but my 3D is still showing me something I don't want to see, you're not being the person for whom the story changed. You're not telling yourself the new story. You're basically doing the techniques for 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever. And then the rest of the time, you're still being the person who's identifying with and reacting to things that are happening outside of you. Your circumstances are not special. And I'm sorry if that hurts because you thought that your grand and impossible situation or circumstance was nothing like anyone's ever experienced before, but your circumstances are not special. But isn't that liberating to know that your circumstances are as insignificant as a child wanting one flavor of popsicle and getting a different one? Even though all he has to do is go to the freezer and pick out a different one, the one that he actually wanted. The same principle applies to what you want to see in your reality. All you have to do is change the story that you've been telling yourself, and then you will experience a different reality based on who you are being. If your SP is not showing up in the way that you want them to, do you go tell them to do the visualizations or do you do them? You have to go inward. It has nothing to do with your 3D. Your 3D is literally the bottom of the barrel. It is the last step. So if you're sitting there thinking, this desire or this thing that I want to experience in a different way is not changing in the 3D, you're doing it wrong. You have to select a different version of yourself first. And once you do that, and once you persist in it, is when it changes in your 3D. But irrespective of that, the thing changing in your 3D does not matter because you already gave it to yourself. You are already being the person who has everything you want. So what is there to get? You need to take your desires off the pedestal and you need to put yourself on the pedestal, because when you go within and you say, I am perfect, I am the source of everything, I'm the creator of my reality, I'm wealthy, I'm a god, I am a goddess. How can you not have your desires? When you put yourself on the pedestal and you say, I'm a magnet for all of my desires, your desires come to you because you are it. You are everything. It all has to do with you. The power is not outside of you. So stop giving it away to other people and things outside of you. Have you guys heard of the collective belief of the honeymoon phase? That after 4 or 5 months or 6 months of being in a relationship, it's just gonna go downhill. Why? Why are you believing it? Who told you that? Clearly, you weren't born believing this. Something happened. You heard someone say it, or someone told you that, oh, you know what? This is how it happens. You reached a certain point in your relationship where it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, and you had a little argument or a little disagreement, and you just instantly thought, of course, we've reached the 6-month point. This had to happen. Well, then you were assuming that that was going to happen at some point. Why can't you instead assume my entire relationship is the honeymoon phase? Disagreements don't matter. Arguments don't matter. We are so madly in love, and that is the only thing that's true for me. The honeymoon phase never ends. Someone also said that they were trying to get this jewelry, which was really unique. It was one of a kind, and before they could go and buy it, someone else purchased it. So how are they ever going to get it? Do you know of all the different millions upon millions of ways how things can happen? No. So why don't you just persist in the knowing that you already have it and then live your life? Stop worrying about the how, stop worrying about the when, stop worrying about the where. Your only concern is that you already have it. It is yours and it is done. You might have told one of your friends about it at some point, or maybe you didn't tell them, but they saw it on your computer or on your phone and they decided to surprise you with it. Maybe you'll be walking down the street and you'll see it sitting there on the sidewalk just waiting for you. Maybe the person who took it is going to return it to some other place and you'll find it in a random thrift store. You don't know. There are millions of ways how things can come to pass. So stop. Stop worrying about the how. The how is not of your concern. For example, a CEO of a company might say, okay, this is our sales target for this quarter. He is not concerned about how it's going to happen. He is not concerned about when it's going to happen. He doesn't care about any of those things. He just said, this is the target, make it happen. Done. And then he just goes about his day, living his life, doing other things, not worrying about how is this going to happen? How are my employees going to meet the target? He doesn't care. His job was to say, this needs to happen, make it happen. Your job is literally the same. Say what it is you want, decide that you already have it, and be the person who already has their desires. Because everything always works out in your favor. Everything is always magically appearing in your life. Miracles happen for you all the time because you expect miracles all the time. Why? Because you are the creator of your reality. You are the operant power. You decide what happens and what doesn't happen. You guys just have these beliefs of this is difficult and that's not easy and this can't happen and that's not going to happen in my favor. Why? I'm not special. The 10,000 different people on YouTube talking about manifestation aren't special. We all have the same power. We are all the same consciousness. We're just experiencing different realities because there's 8 billion of us? So there's 8 billion different realities. And then those realities also have multiple realities within them. So however we're showing up based on our thoughts, our assumptions, our beliefs, is what reality we are going to experience. The reality that you're experiencing is just coming from your individual point of consciousness. That is the only difference. Nobody is special. Nobody is better than you. Nobody has it all figured out and you're the only one who doesn't get it. If you tell yourself that, then yeah, you don't get it. Stop coming on YouTube and going on 10 different channels and watching 20,000 different videos and saying, okay, if I watch this, I'm gonna get it. Oh, but then there's this, so let me watch this too, and then I'll get it. So then you're not being the person who gets it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're being the person who needs to watch 10,000 different videos, and then maybe you'll get it. You're still coming from a place of there's something to figure out. There is nothing to figure out. It is being. Whoever it is that you are identifying as, whoever it is that you are being, your thoughts and assumptions that you are having for a prolonged period of time need to be proven right. What does that mean? Everyone and everything shows up in your reality based on the story that you have been telling yourself internally. You don't have to do anything. I don't know why you are so concerned with doing all these things. If you persist in being the person who has miracles coming their way every second of every day, opportunities are going to come knocking on your door. You don't have to go out there and make stuff happen. If you have a story that money is hard, finding jobs is hard, there are no jobs out there, it's so difficult, don't you think that the people who have multiple jobs, who literally save every single penny to pay their rent, would be living lavishly, would be the richest people on the planet? Those people sometimes don't even have just 2 jobs. They have multiple jobs to make ends meet. They're not enjoying their life at all. They're just working tirelessly. Don't you think if making money was hard, you have to work hard to make money was true, that those people would be the richest people on the planet? And people like Bill Gates and Leonardo DiCaprio wouldn't be sitting on their yachts sipping Bellinis in Italy. Don't you think so? Look at the story that those people are telling themselves about money. 2 people working the same job can have different thoughts and different beliefs. One person could be thinking, this is so hard, I hate this, I'm never gonna get promoted, I may have to work overtime for 3 months, and I have to kiss this person's ass, then maybe he's gonna recommend me for a promotion in 3 years. Meanwhile, the other person is thinking, no matter what I do, everyone loves me, everyone wants me to get the promotion because I deserve it, there's no one better than me, no one compares to me. And saying that is not selfish because you're not in competition with anybody in your reality. It's your individual point of consciousness. There is no competition. In your reality, you're on the pedestal. No one compares to you. The only time that's true is if you're saying, I have to compete with all of these people to get this job or to get that person or to get that thing or to get into that school. You don't. It's you. This is your reality. At least put yourself in the shoes of the main character in your own reality, please. You are the main character of your reality. Nobody compares to you. No one is better than you. Everybody wants things to go in your favor because this is your reality. You are the creator of your reality. You are the center of your reality. Everything comes from you because you are the source of everything. So how can stuff not go in your favor? It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's impossible. It doesn't matter if you've never heard of things happening this way. It can happen. Why? Because this is your reality and that's what you're deciding. If you can visualize it, if you can think it, it is true. It can happen. You know, the people who have money just constantly pouring into their life, opportunities that are just constantly flowing to them. Do you think those people have bad stories about these things? And you might say, oh, Nix, but these people already have a leg up because they come from wealthy families and they have connections. What about Jim Carrey? What about Oprah? What about Eminem? They didn't come from wealthy families. They didn't know how they were going to make it. All they knew was that they were going to be a famous singer, a famous actor. Eminem knew that he was so good that no one compared to him. And that's true. Nobody can touch Eminem. The name Eminem speaks for itself. Everybody knows Eminem. It doesn't matter if they've heard his music. It doesn't matter if they even like his music. They know who Eminem is. The same goes for Jim Carrey. Everyone knows who Jim Carrey is. They don't need to like his movies. They don't even need to watch his movies. They know who he is. Everyone knows who Oprah is. Everybody knows who Oprah is. Why? Because it didn't matter what the 3D was showing them. They knew they were going to make it. They were going to be famous. And that was it. That is who they were being. Even before their 3D showed them that that was true for them. They just knew it. And they were being that version of themselves throughout. Everything that you tell yourself in here has to be proven to you. Why? Because there is a thing in your brain called the reticular activating system, which its only job is to prove to you your dominant thoughts, assumptions, and beliefs. Literally whatever you tell yourself, whatever your dominant thoughts, beliefs, assumptions are going to be reflected back to you because everything is you pushed out. Everything starts in here and then it's reflected out there and then you see proof of it. But it all has to do with you. It has nothing to do with the outside world. It has nothing to do with people outside you. It has nothing to do with things outside of you. It is you. You are the common factor between all of these things. So if your assumptions, thoughts, and beliefs about money is it's difficult to make, you'll be shown proof of how difficult it is to make money. If your dominant thoughts, assumptions, and beliefs about love is that love is hard to find, good people are hard to come by, you're going to be shown more proof of that being true because that's what you're assuming. That's who you are being. You are being the person who thinks it's not easy to find a good man or woman. Have you heard of people saying that no one has free will in your reality? What does that mean? It means that everything and everyone shows up in your reality based on how you describe them, based on the thoughts and assumptions you have about them, based on the story that you're telling yourself in relation to these things and these people. In their own reality, they might be married to Dua Lipa or they might be Dua Lipa. You don't know. But in your reality, people and things show up based on your perception of them, how you view them, the story you tell yourself about them. That is it. So if you don't like something, change the story that you're telling yourself about it and things will change. Why? Because you changed the story that you're telling yourself about those things. You are now being the person who always has good things happen, who has money flowing in like a waterfall, who has hundreds and hundreds of people pining over them all the time. So if you're saying that I don't like this and I've been manifesting it for months or weeks or days or years, what are you telling yourself? The affirmation that you're telling yourself is that you don't like something in your 3D and you have been manifesting it to change, but it hasn't happened. Do you get it now? Please be aware of the story you're telling yourself. If you're constantly telling yourself, I'm doing all of these things, but it's not working out, well, then you're manifesting, aren't you? You're manifesting that you're doing all these things and it's still not working out. Good job. Because that means you are good at manifesting. You're just not manifesting in your favor. You're manifesting that you've been doing all these things, but it's not working out. All you have to do to manifest something is think in your favor. Be the person who already has it. If you already had it, would you be sitting there wondering why you don't have it? No, you wouldn't. So why are you doing it now? You don't want to script? Don't script. You don't want to visualize? Don't visualize. You don't want to do the 5-5-5 method? Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you again and again, there is nothing you have to do. The only thing you have to do is think as if you were already the person who had your desires, who had their person. That is it. Be the person who has their desire. I will keep repeating this until it gets embedded in your brain. Be the person who already has their desires. If you have a thought about the desire, think as if you already had it. Oh, isn't it wonderful that I finally have this thing that I wanted? Oh, isn't it just great that my person is obsessed with me? We are in the best relationship of our lives. Isn't it wonderful that I got the thing I wanted, even though it was 1 in a fucking trillion? It doesn't matter. You can have everything you want. You can be anything you want. You can be with the person you want. Be the person who has their desires now. That is all you have to do. There is nothing else that you have to do. There are no steps you have to take. There is nothing outside of you that you have to do. I hope this is getting through to you because it really is that simple. Don't overcomplicate it. I don't care what somebody else says. I don't care if someone's telling you it's not easy to make money. It's not easy. That person is not going to come back. They're in a different relationship. If you are the creator of your reality, why are you even having the thought that there is another person with your SP? Why? Why would you create that? There should be no 3P, okay? That shouldn't even exist. That person that you want, your SP, first of all, stop calling them SP. Call them your boyfriend or girlfriend, okay? Or your husband or wife, whatever floats your boat. Call them that. Stop calling SP, SP. So if you are the creator of your reality, your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife is obsessed with you. The only person for them in this reality is you. Nobody compares to you. You are the epitome of the person that they want, that they dream of. Their dream girl or their dream guy, the dream relationship that they want to be in is with you. Nobody compares to you. Nobody. Because it's true. You are in charge. If you were in charge, how could things not turn out exactly the way that you wanted them to? Please explain to me. If you were in charge of a company and you told your employees to do something, how could that thing not happen? It had to. You demanded it. Think of it in the same way. You're demanding these things, okay? And your only job is to say what it is that you want and be it now, because the present moment is all there is. So whatever it is you want, the person, the job, the money, whatever, give it to yourself now. Be the person who has all of those things now. You want your person? Oh, I manifested being in a relationship with my person. You want $10,000? Oh, I manifested $10,000. You want to go on your dream vacation? Oh, I manifested going on my dream vacation. It's done. It is that simple. Because isn't it better that it's simple and you don't have to go climb Mount Everest and walk on coals? Think as if it was already done, because it is. You are the main character of your reality. I'm the main character in my reality. Sally is the main character in her reality. David is the main character in his reality. So why then would your world not revolve around you? It does. Because you are so powerful just by thinking in your favor, just by assuming in your favor, just by being the person who already has everything that they desire. You could have them because that is the only job of your reticular activating system. How is your world then not revolving around you? It is. I hate that narrative, and I don't hate a lot of things, but I hate that. And I hate the other one where it is the honeymoon phase or money is hard to make. So please think as if, think in your favor, and be the person who has their desires now, okay? I hope this video helped. Actually, I know it helped. because that's what I'm assuming now. Everything I say instantly makes sense to you guys because you are all master manifestors. All right, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.